Hi guys, Anne in Paris, still in Paris, and thank God for that. I'm taking a quick video here regarding female freedoms and justice. Now, I'm just doing my hair because it's a little bit messed up today. I haven't brushed it yet. Okay. So, the issue here is anal violence against women. Now, don't laugh because this is actually not funny, okay? This is what we refer to as gay sex. A penis and a bottom is something that we've accepted to be gay sex, guys, okay, for many, many years. Now, I don't know who invented women in that equation, but somewhere along the way through pornography, which should be illegal because it's inciting sexual hatred, we have come to accept penises in a woman's bottom as well. Now, just so you know, guys, that's not sex. We call it anal violence, so that the definitions are very clear here and the level of damage. Now, women give birth. What that means is your pelvic floors after childbirth with exercise and breastfeeding are designed to spring back like a lacquer band. They're not supposed to stay slack and open. When you have anal sex, well, I'm not going to call it anal sex, that's incorrect. It's not sex, it's violence. But when you do that to a woman, that woman's capacity, I suppose, to recover after childbirth is very, very slim. The damage that you're doing is long term. And the first thing that women complain about who have this kind of anal violence system in their marriages, because they feel like they were born to sexually serve the man and look after his emotional state before theirs. And I don't know who put that in their head either, because it's a breach of equal opportunity laws and human rights, the very action that follows that thought. And I want to be very clear that the first thing that women complain about when they give birth is that they're slack. And men are very, very good at using this for mental violence, to psychologically bestow violence on us. Now, I've had 2 children. The first one was a cesarean, the second one was a vaginal birth. I've never had any problem retracting back. I've never engaged, before that time, I've never engaged in prolonged anal violence with my partner because I wanted to give birth and I wanted everything to spring back and be fit and healthy. And I wanted to continue to look good in my clothes as every other woman after childbirth. But it is beyond my comprehension how we have accepted anal violence against women given the level of damage that is done after childbirth to their pelvic floors that they can't recover from, has been accepted in the wider community as some kind of sexual intercourse act. Guys, I want to be really clear about this. We need to introduce laws that penalise, that incriminate and even imprison anal violence against women. So, for example, if your wife goes to the police and complains that you've put your penis in her bottom and she didn't want it, you should be charged and incriminated for that. Because first of all, it's against will, and second of all, the level of damage that you're doing to her pelvic floors is something that she's not going to be able to recover from after childbirth. And we have a right to protect our reproductive systems, our uteruses, our pelvic floors, and whatever makes up the entire system of childbirth and helps us to recover afterwards. We have a right to protect those things. And it's just so funny how they're not adequately protected by the rule of law. And I think I'm trying to dig to the cause of the problem. And I can't help thinking that the cause of the problem is perhaps male-dominated senates. You've got men sitting in their seats and in ours. Over here in the National Assembly in Paris, the men have outnumbered the women on those seats by 200 extra. Now, could you imagine if we're bringing in laws, if we're trying to pass laws that would protect women from this kind of violence from anal violence in marriages and relationships. They would laugh at that. Those 200 extra seats sat on by men would laugh at that because it's something that might entertain them. Now, as a result of having male-dominated national assemblies and seats of the Senate, we can't pass laws that protect us, that completely protect our female freedoms. Now, strong pelvic floors ensure the recovery of a woman's body after childbirth. Anal penetration, guys, destroys those. It tears away at the pelvic floors, and after childbirth you cannot recover. Why is this called sex? Men are built differently. The gay community can argue this all they want. Men are built differently. It doesn't affect them. The damage is not the same there. They don't give birth. It's not their birthright to give birth. They don't have that problem. They're not born with uteruses. Our birthrights aren't protected when anal violence, anal penetration is passed as sex in a marriage. And women can't complain and charge their husbands for that when it's against their will. You know, you've got men laughing at this after watching pornography, which is inciting sexual hatred. And they make false claims like, oh, the women are enjoying it. What about those who aren't? I don't completely believe that they're enjoying it. But what about those who aren't, which is on a majority in marriages and relationships? Why can't we incriminate this? Why can't we have laws that protect us from people obstructing our female freedoms? That is an obstruction, a denial of our female freedoms. After you give birth and your pelvic floors are ruined, you don't have the freedom to enjoy exercise anymore in the same way. Why not? Why do we have to run the risk of our uteruses falling out of our vaginas at 45 years old? Because men with small penises, excuse my French, want to feel it a little bit tighter. Well, tell them to put their hand on it and give us back our female freedoms, Your Honour. That is all. Thank you for listening.